Oh, thank you for telling me. Okay, here we go. It's starting.
Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's work captures the spirit of we fight for independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, flaming!
I'll tell you this, chat. The war wage is on. It's on new fronts now. So, still no surrender, no retreat. The Charlamagne conversation, the Kaepernick lie. I'll be honest. I think definitely, the game has changed. The game has changed. I'll leave that there for now. But all right, let me see what's going on. No, I'm good. I'm chilling. No, I'm just telling you for the future, we're going into unprecedented time. The biggest lesson I learned from that Charlamagne conversation is that sometimes you could talk above people's heads and you could talk above board. Like, for example, Drake is going through a million things. And if Drake ever vocalized that, you'd be like, wow, okay, you could clearly, well, if you follow all the info, you'd be like, okay, now I see where this war is. You see the chess pieces, you see the movements, right? But I'm going to be honest with you. The greatest probably media trick I've seen in a while is the one that Charlamagne did, which is gaslight, deny, put you out on a limb to say, no, this person is out there, And I think that's why Drake also stays quiet. It's not time to talk. I know a lot of people want a Drake interview, but me and him, we did some stuff. We didn't do a sit down, but like he's part of my vlog, and it's almost like a quasi whatever, but it's probably not coming out. At least not now. Me and him, we agreed. Just Iceman was doing good. It's not time for Drake to talk. The more you talk, the more they try to bury you. You know what I mean? They try to, this guy's losing it. You talk and defend yourself. At least in music, it sounds good. You talk and defend yourself. They say you're manic. They say you're losing it. This guy's making stuff up. He thinks that everybody aligned against him. So you just got to let it play out. But we're playing on a different playing field at this point.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Lion roar, now the mountain high. Smoke rise up, touch Jaja sky.
Welcome to the man cave.
Welcome to the Man Cave, hosted tonight by Nora Christine.
It's Mia.
Oh, and yo, this the woman cave. Let's be real.
Listen, the men need to show up. The men need to show up. So let me make this the Oreo it needs to be. So you're in the center. So we are going to talk about a very heavy hip hop topic tonight, guys. There is a war brewing, a media war between two of the biggest, most influential voices in hip hop, Akademiks, who's team Drake, Charlamagne, who's team Jay-Z. And for all of my political fans watching tonight, this is intertwined with politics. So let me set that straight. If you are a fan of politics, this is all intertwined because it has to do with leaked paperwork, crypto casino scam going down. And at the end of this, people that are lying to their fans and saying they represent things that they don't. Kamal, as somebody who's a fan of hip hop, what did you think about the allegations that Jay-Z is secretly MAGA?
Oh, that. Here. Can y'all hear me? We good? All right. Like I was saying, fuck all that MAGA shit with Jay-Z, you feel me? We gotta get to the real bottom of stuff. This boy lying in his freestyles. He lying on Colin Kaepernick like that. Y'all heard that freestyle? Him telling him lies on Colin and Jay-Z, man. You feel me? If he MAGA, whatever. But, bruh, you starting to get exposed, bruh. Music is great, bro. Love your music, but man, you getting exposed, bruh. And Dame said it first. Y'all try to make Dame to be crazy and shit. Now we starting to see, man, the layers are peeling off. You feel me? But he might be MAGA. I don't know. Him and who else is over there? Nicki Minaj and shit. They might be all on the MAGA train.
Well, Akademiks is claiming that they're after him, and he finally had a sit down with Charlamagne. So for everyone watching, I'm gonna catch you up to speed because he's very long and drawn out. Long story short, Akademiks was being mentored by Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne calls him up and tells him, I don't know why you're defending Drake. You shouldn't be defending Drake. Stay away from that. You don't need to be a part of that. And so finally he's like, you know what? I'm going to look into the connections between Akademiks and Jay-Z. And lo and behold, Jay-Z was attempting to get a casino in Times Square, and and Charlamagne the God is one of the sponsors on there, along with Angela Rye, Alicia Keys. Who else was it? It was a few others. But thank you, Neuro, for the subscription. But let me play this clip. Akademiks and Charlamagne finally sat down because I had to get you guys up to speed so you know what I'm referring to. And this is them talking about how Akademiks Depot was taken by Rock Nation, owned by Jay-Z.
Nobody campaigns like y'all. It's not even close.
No. It's the most visible and the most, I would say the loudest voice. Don't mean that's the only thing that's happening. Bro, nigga, I consulted with the best attorneys in the land. What they did for a deposition with me, that I'm not even party to the case, bro, they tried 15 times to get me to purge myself because you're under the oath. Mm-hmm. They were setting it up for the lawsuit.
Why'd you do that without a lawyer? That's crazy.
They're idiots. I sat there and laughed at them for the whole time and ate food.
I don't know. A lot of times I feel like if somebody has you in a deposition and they're asking you certain questions, to me it's because they already have certain information. And like you said, they want you to purge yourself. So why would you ever do that without a lawyer?
But even then, everything is interconnected though, right? And even then, that's what I'm saying. If we talk about campaigns, they're playing a different game. They're playing the game of, all right, yeah, I went without legal representation. My legal representation was going to charge me 30 bands.
What's wrong with that? That's what happens.
Okay, no. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that It's not about the money. It's just about, I know how Rock Nation plays. They're just trying to exhaust. They don't have any.
That's my point. Like, a lot of
No,
times.
that's not your point. You're not even agreeing that Rock Nation, they're the same thing.
You got to show me. I'm not even joking. I'm just saying, you got to show me. You got to show me.
In a deposition.
Because you was wilding on Megan. I thought it was a deposition for defamation on Megan.
Yes. Listen, I did 7 hours. That's a federally allowed limit.
Mm-hmm.
We get brought down. So basically, they ask one question.
So to catch everyone up to speed with that, Megan Thee Stallion is managed by Rock Nation, okay? Megan Thee Stallion was allegedly shot by, let me not even say allegedly. He was convicted of being shot by Tory Lanez. And a lot of people have been Team Tory Lanez helping to get him released. There's been a lot of holes in that whole story. And so that's part of why they're going after Akademiks. Mia, what do you think about this whole thing? I mean, basically, Charlamagne the God is not is controlled media at this point. This is apparent to me. What do you think?
I mean, I don't even really have an opinion. I could care less about both of them. If I walked by them on the street, I wouldn't even know who they were. They're just a bunch of yappers who are wealthy, who get paid to yap on the radio and on TV and then go home to their multi-million-dollar mansions to live good. I mean, I don't care. What happens to Jay-Z or Drake or Megan? I don't care. Because at the end of the day, they still have millions of dollars and the rest of us are still scraping by. So, I mean, I don't care. I don't even know why these people are upset. I mean, it's all a script. Why are you so upset about it? You guys have $1 million mansions. You can eat at Whole Foods. Like, who cares? Like, there's bigger things in the world to be upset by. I don't know why they're upset.
The reason why I think people should care is Charlamagne the God is controlled media. Charlamagne the God is telling people, in particular Black people, the hip hop community, his minorities, how to think. Don't vote for this person. Look over here. You should care about this, but don't care about that. He is being told and scripted on what to tell these people. And there are legit people that look up to Charlamagne the God, look up to the Breakfast Club. Every day they're listening to the Breakfast Club for their news. And I think that's why it's important to expose him in that sense. Also, and Akademiks is wealthy. I mean, we'll play the clip about the amount of money he spent going on a date with that whore. I mean, sorry, Diddy's girlfriend / 50 Cent's baby mama. We'll play that next. But, the fact is they're trying to actively silence and destroy him because he's going against their narrative. Mm-hmm. And now, once Akademiks goes, there will be nobody else big going against the narrative because everybody else is basically falling in line. Kamal, you have anything you want to add before we go to the next clip?
DJ Akademiks look like Jerry from Tom and Jerry. Shout out to you, bruh. Pay that $400K for that puss. Get that Asian thing. My bad.
We'll play that next. Everybody watching, please hit the like button, support both sides. Here we go. Akademiks says that Drake is going through a lot and why he's going to defend him because this is also connecting back to Drake.
From that Charlamagne conversation is that sometimes you could talk above people's heads, that you could talk above board. Like, for example, Drake is going through a million things. And if Drake ever vocalized that, you'd be like, wow, okay, you could clearly, if you follow all the info, you'd be like, okay, now I see where this war is. You see the chess pieces, you see the movements, right? But I'm going to be honest with you. The greatest probably media trick I've seen in a while is the one that Charlamagne did, which is gaslight, deny, put you out on a limb to say, no, this person is out there, And I think that's why Drake also stays quiet. It's not time to talk. I know a lot of people want a Drake interview, but me and him, we did some stuff. We didn't do a sit down, but like he's part of my vlog, and it's almost like a quasi whatever, but it's probably not coming out. At least not now. Me and him, we agreed. Just Iceman was doing good. It's not time for Drake to talk. the more you talk, the more they try to bury you. You know what I mean? They try to, this guy's losing it. You talk and defend yourself. At least in music, it sounds good. You talk and defend yourself. They say you're manic. They say you're losing it. This guy's making stuff up. He thinks that everybody aligned against him. So you just got to let it play out. But we're playing on a different playing field at this point. The oppositions are dispatching bots, which they supposedly claim we have. And I say we collectively. They're making up fake websites. They're distressing and sending fake lawsuits. It's very interesting. So
like going back to like why this matters, why people should care, it goes back to also this casino that they're trying to do. Drake is involved in gambling, and I honestly think that the government is probably investigating his gambling. That's part of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rock Nation put them onto it. Mia, what's your thoughts about everything he said?
I mean, it sounds like both people have reasons to feel the way they feel and want to move the way they want to move. I don't blame, Akademiks, obviously, in the way he's moving or how he's defending himself or how he's moving, especially if people are going against him. But it appears from what you're saying that these people are actively going against him. So he is absolutely allowed to defend himself and move a certain way that's best for him. At the end of the day, I mean, they're going to put a casino where they're going to want to put a casino. These people are going to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. I mean, there's nothing that we can say or do that's going to change that. We're living in the post-literate area. So, I mean, I guess a lot of this just reminds me of how important literacy is, because if people are taking life advice from the Breakfast Club, then we have a literacy crisis. And the New York Times just came out with that article about we are in the post-literate era because people now aren't as literate as they used to be even 10 years ago. And this really just goes to prove them correct.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm going to play this next clip and then I'll get Kamal in here. Basically, this has to go with Nicki Minaj. Just so you guys know, Nicki Minaj has been in an active beef with Jay-Z, tidal wave. It all goes back to money that they owed her. And also, I believe this is why Nicki decided to become MAGA, but let me play the clip.
With it now. You know what I mean? I kind of finally realized why Nicki Minaj has been quiet. You got to be quiet now. You know why? Because what was expected was Nicki to have a meltdown from the freestyle where she's like just launching these bombs of accusations that people could actually say. Ironically, I'll tell you this. It was through this. Actually, I probably just should keep that info. I got interesting info. This is when I realized, people are doing the surveillance stuff. They claim that there's a doctor diagnosis, and I'm going to leave it light because I don't want the barbs to do too much with this. Basically a diagnosis of Nicki Minaj and I was like, how do y'all know this? But it's the first time, obviously when it comes to like Kanye says he's bipolar. But I've never heard Nicki say like she's, and these people who claim they know nothing about investigations or they know enough, but not really, they said that, hey, the doctors diagnosed her. That was a little odd. I'm like, how would they get that info? Okay. But nevertheless, I do think Nicki's smart. I think Nicki's pulled back. You pull back with, the point has already been made. You pull back with like some of these accusations because in reality, people, they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it, right? Like when Nicki's mentioning certain things that are just kind of happening to her, it's going to seem a little cuckoo for everybody else, but we'll see. I will tell you the war continues. There's daily things that's happening. Daily. And not just necessarily to me. I think I'm the symptom to the illness or the perceived illness. But pray for Drake. I'll just say that. Pray for Drake. But anyway,
Kamal, should we pray for Drake? What do you think? Should we pray for Drake?
First of all, my bad, y'all, man. I'm on this phone. I come. God damn. And second of all, I done seen better acting and wrestling than this shit. This some old WWE ass shit. Bruh, like, come on, man. We know y'all what they say about politics. You know, two wings, same bird. Same with these two motherfuckers. From Charlamagne to Akademiks. Throw in another one in there, shit. We got Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z. Come on, man. This ain't no real beef. These niggas getting paid. They getting paid through our viewership, y'all. They what they do, the paid opposition. They all in cahoots, y'all. Welcome to the industry. Welcome to the music entertainment business.
I mean, I agree with you, Kamal. It seems very staged at this point. When it first came out, it was interesting because he exposed it. But now after seeing their interview, because the interview leaked, it just came out like a day or two ago, it seems very staged. I'm going to play one more clip, and then we'll talk about the funny parts about Akademiks dating that woman. But here's the clip. The website is a big thing because they put out these websites, and then Charlamagne cites the websites, but they're not real websites. Let's watch.
Just say the site one more time.
InverseWire.com, which is a very reputable site. You're trying to convince the worldwide nigga that it's not.
This is realnews.com.
You
hear Charlamagne. You see this what I'm saying? Yo, Charlotte plays them dirty tactics. Oh, by the way, he had a printout too. He had a printout on the side of him. I gotta read this from Inverse Wire. I said, nah, just read the shit from Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal shit don't mention me, don't mention George, don't mention nothing about what we talking about. And the Wall Street Journal shit mentions Polymarket and don't mention nothing about streams and mentions Drake. It only says Drake shouted them out. That's it. Hear what Charlotte says to me, right? Listen again. I really think it started with the Kendrick and Drake thing. Listen.
privately. Give him a heads up on things. Because what I would think you would do with that information is get in front of whatever this is.
Listen, a couple of entities. They've been giving Rock Nation.
Here
we go. Remember, listen.
All of this shit came a week or two after I called you. All of these Wall Street Journal articles,
none of them are mentioning the people who you're talking about.
Can I read this particular article about George? Can I read this?
Where are you going to read it from?
Can I read this?
Yeah, from what site? Just say the site one more time.
InverseWire.com, which is a very reputable site. You're trying to convince the worldwide nigga that it's not.
This is realnews.com.
You're trying to convince the worldwide nigga.
Okay, chat. I'm going to show y'all something right here. And this, you're going to realize this whole media shit is fake. Remember I told you go to this website, InverseWire.com. I said, it's kind of odd that this article is up here from like 4 weeks ago. It's still at the top. Any news website would have recycled their top story, but it's still up there about pay no attention to the Grand Wizard. This is an article pretty much about Grand Wizard. It just uses Drake and Aiden as a thumbnail. Yeah, what does Charlamagne say? Let's go back. Charlamagne, this is why you keep getting these gotchas, right? You got to stop lying, Charlotte. I love you, but you got to stop lying. Here we go.
Convince the worldwide nigga that it's
Here we go.
Can I read this? Can I read this?
Yeah, from what site? Just say the site one more time.
InverseWire.com, which is a very reputable site.
InverseWire.com, which is a real reputable site. Charlamagne the God, the guy who's involved in politics, who's interviewed goddamn Kamala Harris, I think even Joe Biden. You see what he's saying is a reputable site. Inverse Wire, we're on it. I told you the article on there. The date of publishing was June 17th. It's still on their front page. Let's do a little research, chat. Everybody could do this. You go to a website called whois.com. This is going to give you the info about every website in the world. Whois.com. Y'all could do it yourself. Let's go to domain or IP and type in inversewire.com. When you type that in, it says the fucking website was registered on 5/13, 2 days before Drake album dropped, my nigga. Like, come on, bro. This is what I'm dealing with in the media. Mad reputable. How's it mad reputable? Nobody ever heard of it. No, it's mad reputable. It was registered 2 days before Drake album dropped. Come on, bro. Yo, I'm telling y'all, this yo, where my belt? Where my belt? Y'all gonna keep getting.
Hi, Skeptic. Welcome to the show. We're
Hey,
talking
y'all.
about the Jay-Z Drake, Jay-Z Drake Akademiks Charlamagne beef. Have you been keeping up with it?
I haven't really, but I do know that Drake is very messy, and I'm not a big Drake fan because I feel like he's a very petty person. Even
Mhm.
I feel like the guys that are petty with their exes are like very feminine type of men that like beef. So I think that that's what Drake likes. He likes to be petty. He's kind of like a, I don't know, overly sensitive guy that goes even at women when he gets mad at them. So I don't have much respect for him.
So you're Team Jay-Z?
I'm team anyone but Drake for sure. I'm a
Okay.
Drake hater.
So pretty much, Charlamagne, that clip, I mean, not Charlamagne, Akademiks in that clip, he was exposing a website that Charlamagne says was reputable as being created just like the day that Drake's album dropped, and they're putting out information to trash Drake. So do you think that that's being manipulated, or do you think that that's just like a one-off? Do you think we should trust Charlamagne?
I could see it. I even think with the whole I do like Kendrick Lamar, but I do think that even with their beef, I do believe that there was some maybe like more advertisement for Kendrick than there was for like Drake, which I'm not against because I think I don't know. I feel like people like him do in some way use the culture but don't have respect for the culture, and I think they're like, what do they call them? Culture vultures. So in some way, sometimes you do have to like show people that you do need to have some respect. You can't just you're from Canada, right? For you to come to the US and then for the majority of your fans to be from the US, but you have no kind of respect for it wasn't just Kendrick, but it was like the symbolic thing. I would believe that maybe they are using the industry to maybe kind of stack it up against him. I mean, it's very doable for sure.
That makes sense, but we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna talk one more clip. This is Akademiks talking about how he paid all this money to take out 50 Cent's baby mama, aka Diddy's I don't even want to use the word a bucket that testified. Here we go.
Paris, yo, because I was saying to her, remember I had to reroute the jet. So I said, yo, wait, so when we go to Paris, I got to get you the jet. She said, nah, baby, you could fly me first class. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. I'm like, she's reasonable. I'm like, damn, I thought she was going to hit me with a Diddy shit like, nigga, because I was already, bruh, the jet to Turks was like fucking, the jet to Turks one way was 40 bands. That shit was $83,000. I know, I signed for it. Okay, so the jet was 80,000. So I'm like, all right, if that's the Turks, Paris, nigga, I would have saw the bill for the jet to Paris, nigga, and I would have been like, nigga, I need to wee. That's how I'm out of there. Anyway, she said, nah, baby, I don't need the jet to no goddamn Paris. She said you could fly me first class. I'm like, woo, thank God. But then she says she even prices out. She says, yeah, jet to Paris, that's like 200,000. I'm like, how she know the prices? So then she says, you know what?
She's a high class
towards my
whore.
shopping spree. I'm like, hey, yo, King Combs, Justin, one of y'all niggas, could y'all give me, I might need a little loan from y'all niggas to bring on the shopping spree she want to go on. You know what I mean? Like, yo.
All right, Kamal, what do you think about this clip? I played it just for you.
Y'all heard the nigga. He said a wee joke. Y'all heard it. God damn, that joke was corny, man. God damn. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is like the longest I done heard DJ Terry Demix. Man, this shit, I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling the simpness from bruh. It's rubbing off on me now. Now I'm about to turn into ultimate simp. You feel me? He is the professor Kunda Lali, or however you say that shit, of simping right now. You feel me? And why he surprised she gonna take first class? She know her stock done dropped after the whole thing where Diddy walked around so elegantly while another man did some things. Y'all seen the video. But yeah, man, I don't know this shit. I agree with Mia, man. Is this how rich motherfuckers fight? Pull out a chair or something. God damn, you feel me? Hey, he should have. You feel me? I just feel this shit is all orchestrated at the end of the day, and all these niggas trolling. But get y'all dollars, y'all. Do y'all thing, kings. I guess.
Yeah, so we'll switch gears. Mia says she ain't care about this. We're gonna talk about maybe Mia will care about this one. This is Deport Sneako. They calling for Sneako to be deported, y'all. We have a interesting relationship with Muslims in this country. And now Sneako, who's born in America, I believe both of his parents are either first generation or second generation Americans, because he's not of Arabic descent. He's half Haitian, half Filipino. And they're saying they want to deport him. Oh, because they don't like that he went to the other side, because he was MAGA at first. And he said he'll leave when this happens. Let me play this.
Opened up Twitter and I saw that Aiden Ross said that he wants to pay for me to revoke my citizenship and move to Afghanistan. And wallahi, I'll say this in Medina, I will revoke my US citizenship if you refund every single child that you got addicted to gambling. Stop gambling and you show receipts. Wallahi, I will leave America, revoke my citizenship, and never return.
All right.
Okay, Mia, what's your thoughts on that? Also why they're mad at him. I got to go back. He yelled Allah Akbar after the Moroccan match in New York City with a group of other, I want to say Arabic, Middle Eastern, Muslim people. So that was why this all started up.
And that's it. We have the freedom of speech. We have the freedom of speech in this country. What? That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Now
They're mad.
That's it. We have freedom of speech. What? I'm so confused. I don't know, man. I'm so confused. I don't care what he says. I don't even know what that fuck that means. He could
praise God, praise Allah. Allah is, God in Arabic.
Okay, so he yelled "Praise God" out loud in a different language, and we want to send him to Afghanistan. A little much. I mean, that's crazy. People are retarded.
This was the interview he did with Alex Jones. I know skeptics probably don't like this. Alex Jones was calling for him to be deported, but after they spoke, this is what he had to say.
Now, where am I going to go if I be deported?
Well, I mean, there's 50 plus Muslim countries. You could go to Iran, you go to Sudan, you could go to Egypt, you could go to Afghanistan, you go to any of those shitholes. You could go to Pakistan, where they're marrying 9-year-olds. You could.
There's child marriage here in America, but how would I be deported to a country that
you could go to Medina? You go to Medina, and 30 black men.
Right, but that's
could,
not deportation. That's immigration, like Elon Musk coming over here. How would I be deported to a country that I'm not from? I was born here in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, Sneako. My point was rhetorical, saying that we need to deport that ideology and we need to not submit to it.
You don't deport me. You want to deport Islam.
What I'm saying is that jihad and dominance of our culture needs to be opposed at every level. I obviously didn't mean literally put you in a cannon like a clown and shoot you, over to a Muslim country. And I said I meant it as an allegory. You also said that I was trying to get vigilantes to kill you. I said my snake or black widow analogy was not talking about violence, but why I have a phobia of pouring gasoline on myself and lighting myself on fire, or jumping off a 5,000-foot cliff, or playing with black widows in my hand, or playing with rattlesnakes. You have those phobias.
He could have just said sorry for talking out of pocket and apologized, and it would have taken a lot less time.
I am absolutely scared of giant hordes of third world populations that keep women as slaves and
you
get
said
9-year-olds
you said you
pregnant.
want to deport him now. You're scared of me individually?
I am scared of being a cuck.
Hey, skeptic.
What?
This goes back to what your homie says. Casso, our boy. He said that white men they be scared.
They are scared. You heard
Like
him.
that.
He is scared.
He just Casso be saying this. I'm not gonna lie. He just admitted it. What do you think about this TikTok skeptic? Should he be deported?
But he did say the majority of his fear wasn't being a cuck. So I just want to reiterate that he said that, okay? Because something's going on with him in his relationship. Where this is the biggest fear is that. I think what's interesting with Sneako is that number one, he's a very young guy. You had this red pill movement. He was very pro the red pill, which in a way it fosters these I don't know how, but somehow there is this direct route to conservatism. Don't ask me how again. But what's interesting is that out of all the people that were there, I think that he was one of the most, and I don't know how to phrase this any other way. This is the only word that comes to mind, is like honest or maybe more transparent. Even in his relationship, he was dating one of the girls who was like a call girl or whatever. And he was kind of open about it. She was too, that they were talking to each other. So I always kind of knew he's an idiot. So I'm not saying that he's intelligent, but I'm just saying that he kind of just gave me more of like he's more open to a different way of thinking. Now, the interesting thing about changing your way of thinking is that if you're still surrounded by people that are extremist, if you ever come against what they're saying, they're going to attack you. You can't sit amongst a pack of wolves and think they're going to be your friends just because all of a sudden you're petting them or you were friends with them at one time. They will attack you when you disagree with them. Particularly MAGA is the worst at this. The man is an American citizen. He was born here. To say you want to deport him is laughable. That's like saying we should deport Donald J. Trump. You can't. He was born here. Like, it's just not reasonable. And then, like, I think the whole conversation he was having was a reasonable one of like, okay, why are you trying to deport me? Where are you going to send me? They don't have a place. And the reason why is because you disagree with us. And at one point you were considered an ally, but now you're not. So we must attack you.
I agree. We're gonna switch gears. Kamal, is there anything you want to add to the conversation about Deport Sneako? What do you think about Sneako?
Well, first of all, Sneako could eat a bag of dicks. Second of all, can we deport Sneako? No, but should we deport Sneako? Send his ass with Myra Grains of Sudan so they can wash some camel nuts. That's how I feel about it. All right? Go ass. I'm send him to the same place like Captain Planet or something. Shit. I'm just tired of these mother effers, man. These niggas is just every moment just grifting. You feel me? But I'll say, should we deport Sneako? At the end of the day, no, we can't do that shit. But if we can, let's send his ass with Myron Gaines on that goddamn carpet.
I understand. I agree with you, but we can't, unfortunately. So there you go. I mean, the reasons why Kamal wants to support him aren't the reasons why the whites are hollering. All right. We're going to switch gears. We're going to go to the last topic of the night. To me, the most important topic, Nolan Wells. Some big breaking news came in today. So yeah, here we go. This was the update today that happened. If you guys are watching, please hit the like button. Here we go. Oops, I gotta share the screen because this literally just came out. Here we go.
Team led by attorney Ben Crump received some assurances by the thoroughness of the investigation. As tips pour in,
we're getting about 50 calls a day to 100 calls a day.
It's been agreed Wells's cell phone will undergo a mutual inspection by the DA's office and experts from Crump's legal team.
So the hope is that when this is presented to the grand jury, all relevant witnesses and evidence will be presented to them so that we can have a fair and impartial investigation.
The phone could be a key piece of evidence in the investigation, as Wells's mother expressed concerns about possible deleted material.
When me and my sister went through it, there was nothing. No saved videos. There was nothing in there.
The 18-year-old college football player was last seen on July 4th on a boating trip with friends to Horn Island, 10 miles from Mississippi's Gulf Coast. GPS data obtained by the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources shows the boat arriving at the island at 11:14 a.m. Friends he was with told investigators Wells chose to stay on the island as they left. His mother reported him missing that night.
Please report her 8-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing last seen at 3 on Island.
After a 2-day search, his body washed up on the island. For the family, there are so many unanswered questions about what happened that day.
If this was your son, if this was your daughter, wouldn't you want desperately to get to the truth?
Wells' funeral is set for Monday. Meanwhile, the family is still awaiting the results of the state-conducted autopsy, as well as one that was conducted by the family's legal team. Tony?
All right, Scott.
All right, guys. Mia, what's your thoughts? I know something else came out today that's not like officially confirmed. Can't find a clip on that on X, but tell me what you think.
Well, I saw that clip you were referring to. It was a clip on TikTok where there were two women discussing third-hand information. So they weren't physically there. However, they were discussing a conversation that they had with the actual person who was in charge of transporting Nolan Wells' body from from point A to point B. And according to that third-hand conversation, his body was in rough shape. Allegedly, there were burns. Allegedly, originally, when he was being transported face down, just a total disregard for a human body in general. But they said a number of things which may lead people down the path of, well, drowning wouldn't lead to somebody's body being burned, right? I mean, those two things are not synonymous, right? And then there's also a lot of other information where a woman earlier this week had come forward stating she saw him at a pool party at the judge's house. Allegedly, he made it off Horn Island. He made it onto the mainland. He made it to a party. The party got broken up. The judge was clearly intoxicated. Again, this is alleged third-party information from somebody who had posted about being physically on the property, and an altercation ensued between Nolan Wells and his group of friends after the majority of the people were kicked out by the judge, who was intoxicated, according to this person. So there is a lot of he said, she said, but this was a live post posted by someone who was there, and they are filtering through pictures and whatnot. And during the press conference, what stuck out to me when I was watching it was there was talk about a grand jury. Well, a grand jury wouldn't be convened if a crime hadn't been committed, right? Nobody convenes a grand jury for a drowning. So it kind of just makes you wonder what's going on. I mean, an autopsy is pretty straightforward. They have those results pretty quick. The toxicology, not so much. That takes some weeks. But like an autopsy, like the state already has the results of the autopsy. And I guess right now, if he drowned, why not release that? The coroner would have completed the autopsy, or the medical examiner would have completed the autopsy, and if he drowned, they would have wrote drowning. So why haven't they released that? It would literally stop all of this discourse at this point in time until we got the second independent autopsy. It's very telling that Mississippi is refusing to release the autopsy reports. It's like, what are you waiting for? It doesn't matter if alcohol's there. If he drowned, he drowned. If there's water in the lungs, he drowned. If bruising is consistent with being in the water, drowning, and like washing on shore back and forth, obviously that may cause some bruising to the body. But other than that, like if there's water in his lungs, he drowned. Why not release it? So it's super suspicious that they're not releasing this just to stop people from talking.
Yeah. And I have a clip. This is to get a reaction out of Kamal and Skeptic. This is a friend of the show. This is what he had to say. And I want to get your guys' thoughts, because there are a lot of Black people that are against asking questions you know, they want their justice to play. I don't know what they want. Let me play the clip. I'll let you guys respond.
The shit about Nolan Wells is getting the target.
Jesus fucking.
Didn't see color, and that is exactly why he's no longer with us, because y'all want to get up here and behave as if you are not a black man and he is not a black man, and that is why this continues to happen, because y'all keep trying to play this integrated game. This will continue to happen until black people accept that you're different and they don't like us. Parents are sacrificing their children to be accepted a part of another community.
Bitch, we need you to accept the fact that you're slow. I feel like this is more of a message for white people than black people. Nolan Wells wasn't murdered. He drowned. Unfortunately, niggas can't swim. You niggas will jump to the internet to play fucking Ace Ventura to figure out who killed Blackie. Let one nigga unfortunately die around some white people, and you niggas will cry up a fucking storm. You got unsolved murders up the ass in the black community. It's no snitching with that shit, but you niggas will dig like archaeologists to break down this shit. Niggas think because they watch Law & Order SVU and because they recently started season 2 of Dexter, they can solve cases and shit. Do better.
Well, goddamn, I hope he never goes missing. None of
nigga-
his friends are gonna search for him.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. A simple Google search would have told him that Nolan Wells knew how to swim actually very well. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers be having big ass platforms, all these fucking numbers. You ask them one simple question, all they debates be going out the fucking window. He just wanted to say, he just wanted to get on niggas' cases. It don't matter. You feel me? I will say this. I did see a clip of bruh, and I'm like, damn. He might be in the category with Alex Jones cucking and shit. Cause there was a clip where these white boys was telling him, yeah, we gonna make you the king of Wakanda. And after we whip your ass, we gonna give you the golden whip so you can whip the blacks in line. You wanna take that? He was like, yes, sir, boss. I surely will. Yeah, bro. You can't take these niggas serious. I'm telling you right now, most niggas don't do simple Google searches, and a simple Google search would have told, bruh, hey, Nolan Wells know how to swim well. Now what? But I guess niggas can't swim and shit. It's all good. All right. Y'all can go talk about 70s. But
Yeah, I think you make an
yeah.
interesting point, Kamal, because his parents said he was a advanced swimmer. So if you know what they mean by that, it means that he was given lessons and he could swim very well. So interesting. I think a lot of the time, a lot of these men are in love with white men from the community. And so they're taking up for their men. This is what it's giving. Like, just say that. Just tell us that, because you obviously have a lot of hate for yourself. You obviously spit on the mirror every morning when you look at yourself, because that's crazy. Any person who has a little bit of logic can look at this and say there's a lot of questions that have not been answered. You didn't just hear what they said. Not only were the phone and the keys given to the mom, and the original story was that he did not make it off the island with them, therefore they had the phone and the keys to give to her because he left with someone else. So now all these other things have come up. Like, also, I think it's important to note that Nolan Wells' main friend group were boys that looked like him. They weren't white. So why was he hanging out with this other friend group this night? Also, the fact that he had no one come with him, right? I used to hear this a lot. They used to say, if you're the only candle in the house, get the hell out. So why didn't you have any friends with you here? Were they not allowed to come? Like, what was going on with that? There's a lot of unanswered questions. And if you are stupid enough to say, I'm just going to believe what they have to tell me, then be you. That's you. We have questions and we want those questions answered, especially with the type of environment that there is in Mississippi. Has anyone ever been to Mississippi? It's a hellhole. Jackson, Mississippi.
You know, you stepped into another place. And that was my thing when I immediately heard the story, that this was a cover up. And, you know, I'm not somebody that harps on race every minute, but I don't understand how you can't see it for what it is. Like, I don't understand these black men skeptic. You could be for conservative values and still want this investigated. And he's not the only one saying this, guys. I mean, there are people who are not as crazy as him, that are tolerable, that are saying this stuff as well. They're saying, why do you guys care? There's thousands of other deaths happening. But yeah, we care because it's been happening all over Mississippi. And I have a clip I want to play that shows there's been a lot of mysterious deaths. There's been a lot of people dying. That's why we care, because enough is enough. Here we go. I'm going to play it and it breaks it down.
I need you to sit with this number for a second. Raynard Johnson, Mississippi, 2000. Otis Bird, Mississippi, 2015. Lennon Lacey, North Carolina, 2014. Trey Reed, Mississippi, 2025. Kyle Basinga, Georgia, 2026. Almost every single one of these cases ruled suicide. Some within days. Some before a full investigation ever happened. Families reporting broken bones, bound hands, feet touching the ground. And still, case closed. One civil rights organization found at least 70 suspected modern-day lynchings across 7 southern states since 2000. Just in the Deep South. 20 of them in Mississippi alone. And we all know who's from Mississippi that just was found unalived. Nolan Wells. So I have to ask, if this were happening to any other group of Americans in this concentration, in this pattern, would the FBI still be sitting on the sidelines? We're told this is one of the hardest hate crimes to prove. Black people aren't tying nooses and hanging themselves to trees. Not to mention the broken bones, feet on the ground. How's this happening? This isn't about assuming every ruling is wrong. It's about asking why the pattern itself isn't the investigation. It's about asking why these families have to hire their own forensic pathologists just to get a second opinion on their own child's death, as in the Nolan Wells case. They're hiring someone to do the autopsy outside of Mississippi. Black people in America have never been protected at the same standard as everyone else. This is just the latest proof. Say their names. Gerard Jackson, Tonae Miller, Juliana Nzita, Kai James, Denoris Richardson, Roy Veal, Clarence Otis Cole, Nick Naylor, Gregory Johnson, Frederick Jermaine Carter, Marco McMillan, Ben Cada, Philip Carroll, Sandra Bland, Willie Andrew Jones Jr., T.T. Gully, Malcolm Harsh.
All right. Based on this, Mia, what do you think? Do you think that people just shouldn't care? Or like, are you going to stand on the basis of people die every day? Why is there no justice for them?
I think everybody who dies via homicide, or people in general who die, should get an investigation. Unless it's somebody with like stage 4 cancer and we're anticipating their death. I mean, if you die young or you die of mysterious circumstances, everybody should be investigated. Everybody is entitled to have the police that they pay for through their taxes do an investigation. We pay for these detectives. We pay for these judges. We pay for these bail bondsmen. We pay for the CSI. So why are we not utilizing the resources that we literally pay for through our taxes, especially if you own a home? You pay, I don't know about you guys, but we pay high property taxes here where I live. I absolutely think everybody should be investigated. Every American's death should be investigated unless it's anticipated. You're on hospice, that's an anticipated death. But if you're a 17-year-old and you're found hanging from a tree, that's not normal. I would say nobody anticipates that happening when they're 17. It should be investigated. Thoroughly should be investigated. I want to see a toxicology report kind of investigation. And you shouldn't be allowed to close the case until the toxicology report is back, until you've at least done your due diligence to make sure this person was depressed. Did we subpoena their medical records? Were they depressed? What's going on? But if this is these are reasonably healthy people with no rhyme or reason, then I'm surprised. The FBI should be down there investigating, but we know that's not going to happen. Like, unfortunately, that's just not going to happen. And especially in Donald Trump's FBI, that's absolutely not going to happen. I don't even think Kash Patel is sober enough to articulate a sentence together to actually undertake what could be a series of serial killings. This could be a fucking active serial killer. I mean, we're seeing a lot of men. We're seeing a lot of women. We're seeing all from the same areas. This feels like a fucking serial killer, to be honest.
There's a serial killer in Texas killing Black people, and they're not investigating it. You heard about that, Skeptic?
Yeah, in Houston, right? The Houston area, metro
Around
area?
some water, some pond of water.
Mhm.
I talked about it on my personal TikTok, and they're not investigating it.
Yeah, I have heard about it. I also think that when it comes to Nolan Wells, I had seen an interview with one of the kids from the high school who had said, so again, this is allegedly hearing this from someone else, who had said that he knew of those kids and that they used to do a lot of the, schmugs, particularly the white tea girl. So I think that toxicology is definitely a must. And I also think in the picture that we have of him that supposedly comes from the night when he was at that pool party, you also can see on the side where there are beer cans where they were obviously drinking. So obviously we need to know. And people, like, I don't understand why none of the kids that were involved in what was going on, why none of them are coming out and speaking. Because if I was a parent, the way I was raised, you go out and you speak. If you know something that happened, especially if like nothing bad happened and no one did any wrong, why are you not coming out and saying exactly what happened? Why is nobody speaking? Why are they lowering it up? Like, it's almost like they're ready to fight and no one's fighting. We're just asking questions. Like, the parents just want answers. Why can you not give them answers unless something happened?
Yeah, and they didn't want to give the cell phone either. Okay, guys, we're going to play one more clip and then we're going to go into closing thoughts. Here we go.
Sam here, and this Nolan Xavier Wells case is just not sitting well with anybody. Especially people in the black community are not trusting what happened. They're not believing that this was some type of accident. He was allegedly going to see a girl, and so I guess a guy named Warren, one of the friends, left him behind. He went on another boat. There is video circulating online that almost shows that there was some type of potential altercation or fight that took place. Then it turns out one of the kids who made it back safely, their parent is a judge, and all the kids are lawyered up. Why would you be so lawyered up so quickly if there was nothing that you did wrong? Now, this is reminding a lot of people of Tamla Horsford, who died on November 4th, 2018 in Cummings, Georgia. She's a black mother of 5. She attended an adult sleepover with mostly white female friends. The next morning, she was found dead in the backyard. Official investigations by the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation concluded her death was accidental as a fall from a backyard deck. How do you just fall from a backyard deck? Authorities cited severe intoxication with her autopsy revealing a blood alcohol level of 0.238. Anyway, her family and community advocates heavily disputed the official findings, citing timeline discrepancies, the presence of unexplained injuries, and concerns over how the crime scene was handled. Now, this happened in Mississippi. That case happened in Forsyth County, which has a lot of racist history. We need this to be transparent. This continues to happen in the black community, where what are the chances that every time it's a group of all white people and like one black friend, why it's like a horror movie where the black person has to die first. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. People are not going to let this sit at all. And when you have Cyrus Carmack Belton, then you have Carmelo Anthony, then you have to understand how painful this is to the community that continually they're taken advantage of. And then when they claim something like this is racially motivated or whatnot, they're called victims, or they're saying, oh, you're just searching for something. Why are the boys lawyering up? Why did the boys have the kid's cell phone? Why did he have Nolan's cell phone and give it to the mother? You know how kids are, and all of us are with our phones. They are glued to our hip. How did the phone make it back, but he didn't? Something is suspect here. This is Mississippi. We've all seen Mississippi burning. We need justice for Nolan. Secret Service.
And for everybody that says that Mississippi's not like that anymore, I want you guys to go watch or go search online Mississippi 2 proms. To this day, they still in this one town have 2 proms, a white prom and a black prom. I can't make this up. This is facts. So anyways, guys, we're going to go into closing thoughts. Nia, what's your closing thoughts?
There are trying times and crazy times and deadly times that we are entering in, and I think everybody should be vigilant. Everybody should have faith, and everybody should try to move forward in the best way possible for them. And if that means staying home, not interacting, protecting yourself, growing your own food, getting some weapons, getting some ammunition, and preparing for what's coming, I support you, because times are fucking crazy and people need to stop leaving their house, because it seems like every time anybody leaves their house, they end up dead. So just stay home. It's cheaper.
Mia said, just stay home. Don't go
Just
nowhere.
it's
Stay
cheaper.
home. All right. Skeptic, what's your closing thoughts? Hold on one second. Here we go.
Yeah, to the Latino community, I know what's currently going on to our community is very extreme. And I think more than ever, we've been hosting Spanish Lives. I think that we are more united than we think. We're not as divided as social media would make you have it. And if you are a Latin person and you are not registered to vote, midterms are coming up. And if you want change and you care for the community, you have to register to vote. You have to go out there and have your voice be heard. If you cannot vote, if you are part of a program or still in the submission of documentation, but you know someone who's Latin who doesn't vote, push them to vote, because that is our voice. One thing that we have an issue with in Latin American culture here in America is that there is a lot of us, but a lot of us don't engage in political, and like voting and getting involved in politics. So it's time, if you are tired with what's going on with our community, it is time for us to go out, register to vote, get people to register to vote, and go cast our ballots.
Yeah, I think Kim's going to talk about the 2 ICE deaths tomorrow, because one was in California and
Yeah.
she went and protested in California recently.
Yep. And there was the other one with Juan Sebastian, who's from like some part of Maine, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's going to talk about that tomorrow night. Thank you, Skeptic. Make sure y'all go check out Skeptic's lives, and she's with Casso too. Kamal, what's your closing thoughts?
All right. Shout out to the ladies on the panel. I hope y'all enjoyed another episode of the Woman Cave. Yeah, we talked about 2 media so-called moguls having a so-called beef, from Charlamagne to DJ Terry Demics. That shit all farce. Telling y'all that right now. Second topic we talked about. What was the second topic we talked about? What was the second shit?
Deport Sneako.
Oh yeah, deport that nigga with Myron Gaines on the goddamn carpet with a boo, so he could go back to washing camels' nuts. But we can't deport him. This nigga anchor baby. And the third thing, look, man, sad story with Nolan Wells, but that brother that looked like Sinbad, Berber was telling us all the names, and yeah, some of those names are very recent. They're like the Jared Jackson thing, that was around the same time as the Nolan Wells. Look, I'm an advocate for, look, don't be the only black person in these social settings, y'all. Do not be the only black person in these social settings. I'm gonna have to start a business, man, rent a black friend, you feel me? You feel me? I'm gonna be exclusive. Only black folks can do that shit. You feel me? Can rent a black friend, because I know some of you folks, y'all gonna be trying to do that shit. But yeah, sad cases. I'll never believe that us black folks is hanging ourselves from trees. Now our ancestors ain't letting us do that shit. Hell no. And it's always fishy and foul play when it comes to this ish. You feel me? But yeah, y'all go follow everybody on the panel. Hit the notification bell for the new party so y'all know when they go live. All right. Hopefully I get my computer back in the next couple of days so I ain't on this janky phone shit. And if you want to follow me, Kamal Johnson on YouTube. You feel me? And RP all, man, my brothers and sisters that brother named in the thing. You feel me? I want to ask y'all a question. I don't know if y'all be able to find this, because there's arguments between honkies and coons about this shit. But do y'all know of like a list of like black folks killing white folks in affluent areas? Not the hood, because people want to always say, yeah, the hood, niggas is broke in the hood. This is crime through fucking economics. I'm talking about affluent areas where black folks is killing white folks in droves. Like we just saw that video. If y'all got that for me, please send it my way. From everybody on the panel to people in the chat. I'll love to see it. Send it my way. So,
Or
yeah.
it's like a group, not one-on-one, like a group collectively.
Not one-on-one, but like where they had with Nolan Wells, Jared Jackson, where you go out with a group of people and then you mysteriously end up dead. Right?
We're not going to find that list. Doesn't exist.
Hmm.
Mm. Ugh. Ugh. All right, guys. In the end, this whole saga between Akademiks and Charlamagne the God isn't just another hip hop media spat. It really shows how media is being controlled. It shows where personal loyalties lie, the financial ties. Drake and Jay-Z represent two camps in hip hop, but they're all both tied to a lot of political things. That's why I talked about this tonight. Whether it's leaked casino paperwork, proxy pages, stake lawsuits, or Roots Picnic it's all underscores how easy it is for narratives to be shaped by agendas instead of facts. And that's why free media is important. That's why the new party is important. Free and truthful media matters more than ever. We need independent voices willing to ask hard questions that are not being paid, expose inconsistencies, and prioritize truth over clicks or clout without being beholden to any camp or any financial ties. At the end of the day, let's keep pushing for transparency in the industry, guys. We're sending prayers and truth for all of those that have been unalived, the list that he showed, but in particular for Nolan Wells and everyone navigating these conversations. May integrity and light guide the way forward. So guys, let me know what you think. Drop your comments and thoughts if you're watching this after. We'll be back tomorrow night. I believe Kimberly will be hosting. I think she's talking about the Charlie Kirk trial, as well as the ICE deaths that have happened recently. So if you guys want to come and get all perspectives, make sure you come back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The new
Sisters,
we shall not yield to tyranny.
Our cause just, we will prevail. The fight
Hello,
for our
Mr.
rights.
Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
history.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
This
It
is
is
what
so
American freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour of our liberty is at hand. For freedom is bravo. Brothers
Yeah, I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, that's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see them, man. So I'm...
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real coach. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Paying to work captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
With
Welcome to
people
my
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
Vocabulary up because I'm throwing out words like hubris, acquiesce, verbose. What are you going to do about the dichotomy of the nuance?
To the encampment. For liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time.
But he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians. And driving! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.
Hello?